Hello everyone! I hope you're all doing really well. So basically I wanted to make a vidcon recap video because I know you guys probably want to know all the juicy details. For starters, it was a lot of fun and obviously really great to see Caitlin again. It'd been, a year since I'd seen her last vidcon, so that was kind of like the biggest thing that stands out from that was getting to see her again. I suppose I should start with preparing for vidcon. Caitlin and I Skyped so that we could just get kind of like a little schedule going. 20th at 9:30. Caitlin lands. Takes shuttle to... It's called King's Inn or something. So you should be there roughly 10:30, huh? So I'll try to be there at 10:30ish. I'll try to leave at 9:30. So I'm gonna put leave at 9:30. Drive to King. And then is your phone number still the same as last year? Okay, cool. So we should have no problems there. Oh, and you'll get to see my new car instead of the gross PT Cruiser that I had. And we'll have AC when we drive around town all cool like. And when we blast 21 Pilots, it'll sound better. Dude, yes! Oh my god. I can't find that album anywhere. And then, now we have to look at the vidcon schedule. So, I'm gonna pull up vidcon.com. Oh, that's true. Well, I put all that stuff in my actual phone calendar. Okay, so it looks like on June 20th, there's the Awesomeness TV Festival stage at 5:30. It goes for 4 hours? Crazy. And that looks like the only thing on the first day. Okay. What else do you want to go on that day, the 21st? Which was, pretty helpful. We did that last year as well, and it's a pretty solid way of getting a good perspective going for what to expect, kind of. So day one, I had gotten there early. I had to wait a little while for Caitlin to arrive, but that was okay. I just wanted to make sure I, got there. And overall, it was a pretty smooth ride. There was a little bit of traffic, but otherwise, I pretty much always enjoy driving, so I didn't really mind. And then when she did arrive, we had to wait until about 3 p.m. to check in to our hotel. So we went and had lunch at P.F. Chang's, the Anaheim location, which is a really nice location. It's almost become a tradition to eat there whenever we go. And I'm not just biased because I work at P.F. Chang's in Temecula, but they do really have good food. So yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then we had plans to get matching tattoos. They were going to be whiskers right here on the inside of our fingers because we met watching Dan and Phil. Well, we met on Tumblr, but because we watched Dan and Phil, why we started talking. So we were going to do that, and I thought I should hold off just in case, I needed a little extra money for gas or something while we were there. But Caitlin got hers done. But yeah, and hers turned out so cute. Clearly you can see I don't have mine right now, but I didn't get mine done, which I will explain when I get to day 3. And then the last thing we did on day 1 was go to the Hollister concert series, which was on the Awesomeness TV Festival stage, which is just kind of out in the courtyard, kind of towards the front in between the two hotels. And we saw John Cozart performing a few of his songs, which was really fun. He was really funny. And then that night we just chilled at the hotel after the concert, which ended at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, and we woke up really early the next day. So on day 2, Caitlin had a meet and greet, I believe, and I wanted to go to the Crank Gameplays Q&A to see Ethan, and I went to that and it was really funny. It was a lot of fun. And then we met up for the Thomas Sanders Q&A, which was a lot of fun as well. We also got to see Joan and Talon, who are really great people. I had my Markiplier meet and greet, which was really cool. The lines weren't quite as bad as last year. It did take a little while for me to get to the front, and I was like really nervous. But he was super like chill and like, you know, it made me not like want to freak out kind of. But he was super nice, and he signed my vidcon lanyard badge thing, and I told him about how, you know, he helps make me happy and stuff, and I was totally shaking when I was walking out of the meet and greet hall. And then that night we went to the Hollister concert series again for day 2 of the series, and we saw Dodie, Tessa Violet, and Thomas Sanders. And, you know, at the end, you know, a few other YouTubers joined and got on stage and stuff, and it was really cool. They're all so talented people, and it was like incredible to see them like perform live. So day 3 was Friday, and I started off by going to a couple different panels. One of them was, I think, started from the bottom, now we're here, and Ethan was on that panel. I don't remember who else was on it. I'm sure I could find out, but I think Elle Mills was also there. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a really good panel, just kind of about how like things change as you grow, you know, hence the name of the panel, started from the bottom, now we're here. So later that day, about early to mid-afternoon, I had my Tessa Violet meet and greet, which was really cool. The lines obviously weren't as bad as Markiplier, so that's always nice when you're kind of meeting a smaller creator, YouTuber, musician, whatever. I feel like it's almost more special that way because you get a little bit more time to, you know, actually say hi and have like a small conversation with that person. And so when I went up to talk to Tessa, you know, she asked my name, and I told her about how she favorites a lot of my tweets and stuff, and it makes me feel like, you know, even if it's in a small way, like something I put out there gets heard. And she complimented my hair and my eyebrows, which was really funny because I literally never do anything to my eyebrows. All I did was like pluck them a little bit before VidCon, and she complimented my hair, which I was really worried would actually not look very nice because I tend to, you know, have a lot of frizz unless I put like product in my hair. It was just so lovely, and she was so nice, and I loved it. So that night, which would be day 3, so the night of day 3, Caitlin and I just kind of hung at the hotel and existed on either bed of the hotel room, and, you know, it's always nice to just kind of like chill for some time while we're together. So most of the time we were just telling each other, have you seen this meme? Have you seen this meme? Instead of like linking things to each other. And then so there was day 4, which was Saturday, which was, I guess, technically the last day, although Sunday was like Disney Day, but we didn't do that. But Saturday day 4 started out where I went to a panel, and then I was supposed to go and get my tattoo done. I went back to the hotel, and I was having a lot of like conflicted feelings about, you know, this tattoo, because the whiskers are kind of like, you know, Dan and Phil's branding, you know, even though that is how Caitlin and I met, so we kind of wanted them to match to kind of show that and show like also kind of what, you know, knowing of them has kind of done for us. And there is a lot of wonderful things that came from like learning of Dan and Phil, creating my own YouTube channel, making amazing friends like Caitlin and Joanna and Courtney and Amelia and people I met at VidCon last year. But in a way, I get kind of reminded of like conflicting feelings I've had specifically about Dan and Phil in the past. And this is just me being like real, because I have felt conflicted about kind of, you know, why I like them and stuff like that. And so I didn't get the tattoo. And also because I just don't feel 100% comfortable about having like a brand on my skin, I guess, like kind of permanently. So I might do something that's related to them, but maybe not like their like brand icon. But at the time I just wasn't comfortable with it, so I didn't do it. Yeah, so I decided to just go right back to the convention center, and I met up with Caitlin at the $1 Million But Live kind of game show panel type thing. Philip DeFranco, Hannah Hart, Grace Helbig, and Mamrie Hart were there. I love those girls. They're super funny, and the game was super funny. I don't watch, you know, all of those people's channels like consistently, but I have in the past. It was very cool to kind of see them, you know, and playing this funny game. It was a lot of fun. And then that night was Night of Awesome, which is really cool. I think my favorite thing that they did was, well, I have a couple of highlights of it, I guess. You know, other people might have enjoyed a different certain part of it, but I really enjoyed Emma Blackery's performances of a couple of her new songs. I love her a lot. I love almost like all the different types of things she makes, because I'm more of like a personality person when it comes to YouTube. And so, yeah, seeing her perform live was super cool. And then the dad joke battle with a few noteworthy people like Thomas, John Kozar, Evan Edinger, a few more, was a lot of fun. The Try Guys did like a, you know, the best things about the internet kind of song and dance performance to kind of like talk about all that stuff, about like the great things about the internet. And it was really funny. At the end, they get to number one, because it was like a backwards list kind of to show like the top thing at the bottom, and or as number one, and they said you, and it kind of like just warmed my heart a little bit. And so it was a really nice ending to VidCon. And then so after that we walked back to the hotel and just kind of chilled. We watched bad lip reading videos and laughed at them together, and just kind of shared memes like we did the previous nights. So on the last day, we ate breakfast in the hotel because I had like grocery leftovers, like sandwich stuff and some fruit. We just kind of slowly packed, chit-chatted as we went, and then we had to check out. Made sure to give Caitlin a big hug, and then she got into her shuttle, and then I got in my car and drove home. And unfortunately I got lost because I had my GPS set to avoid highways, which was not the smartest thing, because I went like 2 hours out of my way or something like that. And then just from like realizing that I did that, it took like another like hour and like 10 minutes to get home. It was crazy. And not only that, but I left my laptop at the hotel. Amazingly, thank goodness, my dad was able to get my laptop for me because he lives a little bit closer to that area of like Orange County, LA area. And so he picked it up for me and he got it to me this past Friday. So I was able to, you know, edit my spring favorites videos finally and stuff like that. Overall, it was a really good experience. I feel like I learned more about myself, even though it may not seem like, you know, the most like significant things happened, I guess. But to me, like, it was a significant experience in my life. It was also wonderful, amazing to see Caitlin again and to meet Tessa and Markiplier, get away for a few days. And it was pretty inspiring. The YouTubers in panels or Q&As, you know, most of them had really inspiring things to say about, like, you know, your own YouTube channel and things like that. Like, some of the panels were kind of targeted towards people with their own YouTube channels, so it was definitely kind of inspiring in that aspect. Yeah, it was just a really amazing experience, and I can't wait to do it again next year. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed my VidCon recap. Next year I probably will like really vlog if I can. I'm hoping that maybe by then I'll have a little bit better of a camera and stuff like that, and maybe I'll take more time off work so I can stay there longer. It just depends on how things go. But I'm definitely wanting to do it next year. So yeah, if you like this video, give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more videos kind of like this, you can subscribe. I'll have more videos on the end screen for you to watch of mine if you're interested in more. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very soon. Okay, bye.